right here on Camnet TV, not just another channel. On set, we have Kutemba, a makeup artist. You know, makeup, who would have thought that makeup would actually be a well-paying off job in Zambia?
I think people haven't actually yet discovered that, and they don't know that it actually has a lot. Imagine
no, but you know, we have
things like every weekend, and these parties like once in a while, but a lot of people actually come in to do their makeup. People actually pay.
Of course, it's quite a lot of money.
Yeah,
because if you want like a proper face beat, that's like 350 kwacha or 300, 250. You won't even find anything for 150. Now imagine you have 50 faces over a weekend and you're charging 350 kwacha.
That's a lot, man.
That's a lot of money. Welcome to the breakfast show.
Thank you very much.
So now getting into I've always wanted to ask this question to a makeup artist. I know we are all beautifully and wonderfully made in the image of God.
What's with you today? Anyway, continue.
What's the worst reaction you have gotten from a client after doing their makeup? Like, have you had people that just go like, I don't like my makeup, I'm washing it off?
Okay.
What's the worst reaction you've ever gotten?
Okay, so initially, I'm not so much into the makeup artistry of the makeup business.
Like the beats.
No. So I'm an entrepreneur, which is I actually have my own makeup brand.
Oh, great.
Yes. So I rarely do makeup for people like on their faces and everything in terms of business, because usually it's just my products that I work with. Yes. So I've had some people here and there, but I wouldn't call them clients, because when I'm doing face beats, I just do it maybe for a photo shoot when we have a new product and everything. But yes, so initially I'm more into an entrepreneur because I have
never had those. Are you headed those directions?
Maybe not me personally, but kuttykuwaha as a company, yeah, probably will have some people that will be into doing makeup and face beats and everything, but definitely not me personally.
Okay, so let's talk about, considering that we have been hit with COVID-19 and there's so many things that have been slashed off, companies slashing off their budgets and stuff like that. Being an entrepreneur and looking at the current situation, how are you surviving?
Okay, so just like any other business, even the makeup industry has been affected. But then, you know, when it comes to women love their makeup.
Of course. No COVID-19 will stop.
Yeah, exactly. Because right now we're all wearing makeup, and when we go out, we still have to be in a mask and everything. So when it comes to our business, I think it's because of the passion that women have for makeup. I wouldn't say it's as affected as many other industries, but yeah, we've definitely had an impact, maybe like in terms of how our production takes more time and all that stuff, because there are few workers and everything. But like when it just comes to women, I don't think I would really complain as many other entrepreneurs complain. Yeah.
So can I have a look at this palette? So you decided to come up with these colors.
Yes.
Kuttykuwaha Festival. How long did it take you?
Okay, so we actually have two palettes. So we have the festival palette and the natural glow palette. I just haven't come with the other one.
How long did it take you to, let's talk about the festival.
This one,
how long did it take you to actually put these colors together and then just make up this palette?
About 6 months of research.
Wow.
Yeah, because you know, when you're making makeup, like when it comes to our industry, and I mean Zambia, so most women that I'm looking for are women of color. So I'm not going to have these shades that don't work for our women. So I had to make sure each and every shade can be accommodated to each and every woman of color in Zambia.
You are totally right, because you know, there are times where you buy makeup and then you never even touch certain colors because they don't even go with your face.
I actually have a palette like this, and I only used, I think, 2.
It happens quite often.
Dark maroon. 6 months of research. So what do you consider when you're doing a research before coming up with this product?
Okay, so we look our target market firstly, which is our Zambian women,
and skin tone and stuff.
Yeah, our skin tone and everything. And then we also look at the fashion trend. So this was our festival palette that was released on Independence Day. So that's why it's got the whole green background and beautiful colors going on and everything. So yeah, it depends with the theme that we have, because for every brand that we produce, we have a theme that's going on. Like, what's the theme for this time? Is it this? Like how our lip glosses, we've got 7 colors. So we released these ones in June, which was winter and everything. So we had to go with that theme. You just can't release a product without having a theme in mind and everything. So yeah, those are some things that we take into consideration.
How's been the feedback from the women out there, considering the fact that these are, I would call them nude colors, is it? Or which ones are nude colors?
The nude colors is our other palette, but these ones also have some nude colors, although the other one is more into nude colors than this one.
You mentioned something about color. Yeah, like, let's talk of now. Let's get into the beauty tips. How do you know what color of eyeshadow you need to put depending on your skin tone? What is preferably what?
Wow.
What color combination of eyeshadow is the best for certain skin tones? How do you know that this is the perfect blend for the eyeshadow? Eyeshadow, for those that don't know, the one on top of the eyelid.
Yeah, those eyelids.
How do you know that
those eyelids?
I know my eyes are big, but let's not get into that. How do you know what color actually suits your skin tone? How do you get to choose that?
Okay, so initially I feel like the beauty industry has been a bit stereotyped, in which you feel like when you're somebody who's maybe a woman of a darker color, you should like wear something that's safe. I feel like any woman can wear any color. It's all dependent on how you feel in that particular moment. So if you feel like today I want to be happy, go ahead and try on yellow. If you feel like today I want to be quiet, you can go with the nudes, you can go with the browns. So I don't think there's a specific color for a specific skin tone. It's just dependent on how you feel, because everything still works at the end of the day.
And the occasion.
Yeah, and the occasion. Exactly.
So, Lisel, today you decided, so you're not feeling anything, because she has not. But anyways, what is your advice to young entrepreneurs out there that are scared to actually explore the journey when it comes to entrepreneurship? Because there's a lot of things that is involved. We're talking of capital, we're talking of target market, we're talking of having the perfect product so that it sells. What is your advice to the young entrepreneur that is wanting to go into this journey but are skeptical about it?
Okay, so the first thing that I always tell everyone when they ask me is, what made you do this? It comes back to passion. Yeah, so if you have passion in something, you're definitely going to go ahead and achieve your goals. It doesn't matter, you know, people have different excuses. We have the pandemic, people talk about our economy in Zambia and everything, but there's always going to be a reason to why you cannot do something at the end of the day. So it just depends with how willing you are, what your passions are, and how much you're willing to step above the opportunity and everything. So yeah, I think that's my advice to any young lady out there, is that everyone can do it. You know, you can do it as long as you have the passion. At the end of the day, it's all about, what do I want? At the end of the day, when I'm on maybe my deathbed, what's going to be my achievement? So I'd be like, oh, I wish I did this. Or I'll be like, thank God I did this, and now I'm going to die in happiness. Yeah, so that's pretty much, it's all about passion at the end of the day.
Thank you so much for coming through. And do you have anything to say, Liseli?
Well,
can we get this as presents? We like
Well, I think this is inspiring. The fact that it's your own brand. We always go into the shops, and then you're looking for what's this famous Kylie, the makeup, and then we have our very own. So support your local team. How do they get in touch with you?
Okay, so my brand is Kuttykuwaha, so we have pages on every social media, from LinkedIn to Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. So anywhere that you just type Kuttykuwaha, it's definitely going to pop up.
I'm going to ask you the question I asked our previous guests. Do you have space to teach people that want to know more about beauty products, how to come up with colors when making a palette? Do you have space for that, or are you also putting it into consideration?
Actually, we have a YouTube channel, Kuttykuwaha. So we give tips there. We give makeup tips. We give tips on how to start a business in Zambia, and all those tips that people would want. Because I know, because I'm young myself, I'm just 21, and I know when I was, so when I was young, I would always wonder, like, how do you do this? How do you get there? So I feel like there are always people out there who also wonder the same, with the same questions. So yeah, our YouTube channel kind of covers that, and we do have, like, you know, it's YouTube. There's a comment section, and we have like an interactive audience.
Okay, thank you so much for coming through. Well, for those of you that have just joined us, you're still on the Rise and Thrive breakfast show. Just earlier on, we were having a conversation with Faith, a 19-year-old artist, and then we had another young lady, 21-year-old, who came to you and told us how to do all this beauty stuff, eyeshadow and stuff, and she managed to actually make our own brand. They're calling it the Festival. Such beautiful colors. So we're looking at young people and being extra creative with time and also what they do. So now, for those of you that just came through, unfortunately we've come to the end of the show.